And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to another Coach's Corner brought to you by our friends over at Joe Dickey Electric. It is the South Range version, and it is with one of my favorite people on this planet Earth, Mr. Dan Yeagley. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing, DJ?
Doing wonderful. And so are you, 3-0,
Well,
Mr. 3-0, I should say.
hey, thrilled to death. The kids are playing awesome, and it's been a great start. Non-league seasons really fell how we were hoping, and it's been exciting. And we got a new chapter in our lives. So we got to keep on moving.
And it's really interesting because you came in the first three games seemingly underdogs, right? You walk into Springfield and people say, well, South Range is good, but Springfield is better. And, look at the past history and where they are and where they're going. You beat Springfield. Then it turned to, okay, University School, this is a very tough school. South Range has got, their plate full here. You beat University School handily. And then you walk on, and this is going to be the toughest match of the year in Tri-C, and you beat Tri-C handily. When you look at that, it's got to make you glow, but it's got to make you look at the toys in the toy box and go, these kids are the real deal.
Oh, they are. They love to play, and we talk every week about you got to play for the guy next to you. I mean, that's the most important thing, and how you got to respect him and work hard for him. It's not about you; it's about the guy next to you. And we talk about that, and you hope that they understand that. But they catch on, and they understand what their job is and what they have to do and what they have to get done. And every week's a surprise, and they're surprising me every week and how they come out and play. And excited to see what happens here in this next part of our schedule.
Well, it wasn't Hulkamania in week 3. It was Raider Mania in week 3.
Oh, my goodness.
And you guys were running wild on the Crusaders. I mean, you got Dylan Dominguez, who looked like he was an angry bull that you let out of a pen. Corey Pennick went off. I mean, it seemed like anybody you handed the ball to, they went crazy. It was a nice week for Billy Skirpak to kind of just take things easy and just throw for a couple touchdowns over the top with Connor Jones. Talk to me about, you had to say something to those kids to just fire them up like that. They were shot out of a cannon, Coach.
Well, Coach Lindersmith does a good job over at Canton Central. And, he looked at the past films. You saw Billy making big plays. You see Shane. You see the passing game, Aiden Leone and everything else. So you know that he was sitting there thinking, okay, we got to stop that passing game or we're going to be in trouble. And then, sometimes you sort of forget about our running game and how good it is and how many different weapons we have there. And, Dylan did a phenomenal job. I mean, he did what we asked him to do, and the offensive line did a great job opening up holes for him. And Corey Pennick came in. We've been running them both quite a bit, actually, through the first 3 games, just to give Dylan a rest, keep him fresh also, as both of them are playing defense full time and needed there. And and Billy got it done when he got it done. When you're 4 for 4 and 2 touchdowns, you're sitting there on a pretty good night. So he had a great game, and it was fun watching Connor catch a couple of those passes. And we threw them when we needed them and made things happen. And like I said, I'm just so proud of these kids, and proud of how they're playing right now. Going into league play.
We talk about the skill positions. Obviously, there's some big boys up front, and we talked about them last week. The big thing was finish.
Mm-hmm.
Coach, they finished, and they
finished. We got better. We talked about that being a point of emphasis is to improve, especially up front, because we weren't happy week 2, even though we did get the win. But there's always room for improvement there, and they did. They improved well, and hats off to those offensive line coaches to get them geared up and ready to play and do their job. It's fun watching these kids play because you never know what's going to happen, and it's fun watching them rise to the occasion and play well.
I'm sure they were eating well on Saturday morning watching that video. And
they were. I mean, it was fun. It was a good one.
All right, let's turn our attention to the Week 4 opponent, Struthers. And you look at this, the NE8, I'll say it every year, and I'll continue to say it for as long as the players are the same. This is one of the toughest conferences to go through, and Struthers is no pushover, obviously. They're doing their work, and they look good on film. What do you see that needs to happen tonight against Struthers that South Range walks away 4-0?
Well, they're 2-1. They got beat by a good Streetsboro team, and
Mm-hmm.
they're 2-1 and playing well. They got skill kids. I mean, we hope that our skill kids can match up with their skill kids, and we know that they're big up front, especially on their offensive line. They have some nice size up there, and we're gonna have to move. We're gonna have to play great defense, and try to contain their skill kids and keep them on their heels. We've seen 3 great quarterbacks so far this year. The first 3 games all highlighted a very, very good quarterback that could run and throw, and we were able to keep them on their heels. And we got to do the same thing tonight. But they're not going to rely on their quarterback. They're going to rely on their other skill kids. They got a running back, and rumor has it they're going to bring another running back in that's been playing defense, which a young kid that we were always fearful that they were going to put him back there because he's been pretty good in the junior high levels coming on up, and heard he's going to be playing a little bit more running back tonight. And it just we got to play good defense. I mean, that's all. Last week I was so proud of the kids right before halftime having that goal line stance, and how important that was, because that could have been a 14-point swing because they got the ball in halftime. We made the stop there and then got a stop and got the ball back in the second half. Little things like that where our defense has to rise to the occasion, and they have to play well. And again, we got to rely on our skill kids. I mean, our skilled kids have to have a great game. Again, because now it is league play. It means a little bit more. And we talked about defending the league title and how everybody's out to get you. We're going to get everybody else's best game. We know that. And we're going to have to come out and play well and do our job every single play, not just this quarter, that quarter, but every single play. We got to perform to the top level to perform well in this NE8, and especially against Struthers.
So when you look at this, I mean, you're going to get the surprises the rest of the way. I hate to be the spoiler.
Oh, yes.
For it. You're going to get a surprise of some sort every single week. Struthers, a team, as you said, I mean, they are a physical team, physical football team built on speed, power, can do it all. When you look at your team, the way they match up, you look at guys like Connor Jones, who really put the time in the weight room, gained on his speed. He's faster, he's stronger, he's bigger. He really stepped up last week. Can you speak to Connor Jones and what he means to this team and what he means to the game plan moving forward the NE8? Because he's really a prototype of what you need from a tight end and kind of a hybrid of everything.
He is. I mean, he's done fantastic for us. And, we knew the potential was all there, and sometimes things just don't work out when you're a receiver like that. And all of a sudden, we put him at wing back, and he did some things there. Last night he got open twice, wide open right near the end zone, and Billy made a great pass to him. So he got 2 nice catches there. I actually had a third catch, a little swing route on the outside, and picked up 30 yards. He's just, his level of play is getting better every single week. I mean, he's continued to improve. He's beginning to understand his role on the team and how much we need him offensively and defensively. Defensively, he had a heck of a ball game. I mean, he made a lot of key plays. Had the big hit on that swing pass on the outside, drove through the blocker and made that big hit. A couple key tackles in key situations, even down on the goal line. He's just playing so well. He's risen his game up to the next level, and just so proud of him and what he's done. And his leadership to the team is phenomenal. And looking forward to these next 7+ games, because to see what if he continues improving like he has been, I mean, he's going to be a wrecking ball through this league, and people are going to have to take notice where he's at and what he's doing.
So we talk about him on the field, the X's and O's of Connor Jones. What is he like as a leader of this team, as a guy you've seen grow up right in front of your eyes?
He's a quiet leader. I mean, he really is. He leads by example more than a spoken leader. He'll get in your face if he has to. I mean, he'll let you know what's going on, but he is more of like I said, a quiet leader. He's going to lead by example. He's going to be there. He's going to work hard in the weight room. He's going to work hard on the field. He's going to lift people up. He's going to, he's that kind of a person. And what I really like about him is he's also a servant leader. I mean, he's going to go ahead and coach what you need done. And, I'll get that for you. I mean, he's willing to go out of his way and do the little things just to help others. And, it's fun like I said, watching him grow over the last couple of years, and this year in the weight room was amazing. He went out for track, had a great track season. Just like you said, his development of his friends and everything else is so amazing. And he's a wonderful young man, and he's going to be successful in life because of how he's grown right now. I can see him being successful no matter what he decides to do.
I love the way you showcase your kids, both on and off the field. But one of the things that I love about you most is you showcase every coach is surrounded by a great coaching staff. Tell me about your coaching staff this year. I mean, not a whole lot of different names and faces on the staff, but the ones that are always seemingly there for you, Coach.
Well, my coaches have been with me for a long time, and it's so much fun watching them coach. And they, the best thing I could do is let them coach. I mean, I'm not a micromanager. I'm not going to get in their way. They know what's best for the kids that they're with every single day. And I'm fortunate to have a lot of guys that volunteer, because there's only so many paid positions, but these guys want to be part of the program, and they know that I'm going to give them anything that they want. Got to talk about Coach Allegretto, who's been with me all these years. I mean, he's been with me the whole time, and my offensive coordinator, and what a great job he does. And week in and week out, preparing these kids and, putting all those points on the board and getting the kids in the right position. I mean, he does everything on that offensive side, and he has a great staff around him on the offensive staff. He has Nathan Toy, who coaches the running backs, and Matt Combs coaches the wide receivers. And I got 2 line coaches in there. I have Jacob Zinni and Joe Brooks that coaches the offensive line, and picked up Keith Drunowski this year as our tight ends coach and coaching there. And he's teaching in our building, so it's a nice deal for us. And so we got a great group there coaching the offense. And then on defense, it's wonderful. I got David Rock, who played for me and went on to YSU and came back and coached with us, and he's my defensive coordinator. And Bart Dockery, who was a defensive coordinator at one time. He's been all over the place, and those two have great minds, and they work together so very well, and understand what needs to be done week in and week out, and they put in the time breaking down films. Bart coaches the linebackers, and David Rock coaches the DBs with Brian Crumbacher, who helps them out because they're spread out all over the field. And then I got Tamer Graham, who coaches our outside linebackers, does a great job there. Picked up Marty Hutchinson just the other day from YSU, just one of those weird freak things that happened. And he's been sort of like a consultant helping us out with some of our linebackers and defensive backs and just watching the game. And, it's a blessing. And, it's fun because I'm a head coach, but I coach the defensive line because that's what I've coached for years and years and years. And I told Coach Rock, I said, I'll coach whatever you want me to do. And if you want me to coach or want me to step back, I'll even step back because I'll do whatever is needed, what's best for the team. And because my time is limited because I have to deal with all the other stuff. And my staff is just phenomenal, and they it's a family. It really is. I mean, when we get together on Sundays and Saturday afternoons and Sunday nights and doing game preparation, we have a lot of fun, but we also go down to business. They know when to turn it off and let's get back to work. And I just, like I said, I said it over and over and over again. I am so blessed to have such a great staff that's loyal to me, loyal to the program, and better yet, loyal to the kids. And they'll give anything for these kids. I mean, they'll give them whatever they need and extra time, whatever. And there's times where I walk in and there's already a coach in there coaching a kid, and I get there early, but they'll do whatever the kids need and spend the extra time. And like I said, I've said it over and over again. I'm blessed to have such a great staff, and I really am, because they go up and beyond what's ever expected of them, and give me everything that I ever wanted and ever need. So hats off to them, because they're the ones that make this program click, because they're the ones doing the coaching, and it's fun sitting back and watching them coach because they do such a great job.
It just feels like everybody knows this is a special year. in a special group, and that includes the coaches, includes yourself, it includes everybody, the community, and of course the kids. So again, hats off to you for building such a great program and being able to bring everybody together under one common goal.
Well, I'm fortunate that the South Range administration gives me the opportunity to bring these guys in. 'Cause we got a lot of people that want to coach here, and a lot of people that are asking, and I turn a lot of people down for a lot of different various reasons, or sometimes we can't get too many. And, I don't want. There's a limit. I have a number in my head, and the administration is okay with that. That I can't bring in too many because then people get in the way. We're blessed to be able to do some things that we do coaching wise that we picked up from other schools like Massillon and stuff like that. Coach Moore has done a great job helping me out with some of his ideas and some of the things that he does coaching wise. So we're able to do some things that we think are building our program, they're taking our program to the next level. And my coaching staff's bought into it, and they understand what the direction we're going, and the direction that we want this South Range Raider program, not just to this year's team, but in the future to be, especially in this NE8, which is a very, very good league filled with great coaches also and great players. So we have a vision, and that's the main thing, and we're all in it together.
I love it. And of course, the motto is "It's time."
Oh yeah.
So it is time to step off the field, and a little bit more of a serious note this week, as this actually tomorrow, if you're watching this on September 10th, is the 20th anniversary, I guess is the best way to say it, of September 11th. 2001. Coach, can you let us know where you were and your first memories and why this country is so important to you?
I remember the time well. I was in the classroom actually when it happened, and we were in North Lima at the time at the old building, and it's weird because we're in a traffic pattern there in North Lima where you get planes flying to Pittsburgh and planes flying to Cleveland. So you hear planes all the time, and even with the little airport right there in North Lima. But I remember the time very well because there was a plane that was flying low and slow over, if you follow the path pattern, right over our school, or probably not right over the school, but somewhere over. Matter of fact, I remember looking, and the kids even looked out the windows to see, what was going on. I didn't think much about it, but it was a big plane, a little bit lower than normal, a little bit louder than normal, and it was just, didn't think much about it. Went back to work, because that's what the kids needed to do, and I needed to do, and. Then all of a sudden, you hear the thing, and at that time we had Channel 1, if you remember that, in the classroom. So we had TVs in the classroom, so we were able to turn on the TVs and saw that the one tower was burning, and then you saw the other plane hit the other tower, and then all of a sudden you hear the other recollections and other things, the other events going on with the Pentagon, and it wasn't until later that you heard about the plane landing in Pennsylvania, just over the border there, and how those people were, gave their lives for our country, and how special that was, because you never know what was going to happen. And it's crazy how these kids, the kids that are in the program today, don't even know that. I mean, they know of it, but they don't really know it. And how it really changed. I mean, it changed our country a lot. And, you had kids going into the military at that point then because of that and everything else. And what a blessing South Range community is to have people go into the military just because of some of those things that happened. And it was rough. I mean, we sent the kids home that day. As a football coach, you got to say, guess what? Football is secondary at that point. And start questioning, okay, do we take the kids out of the normal? Do we still keep them at practice and do some things there? But, we decided that, what was best is them to go home to their family, because you don't know what was going to happen next. I mean, you don't. The next day, I can't remember if we had school the next day or not, but we came in. I know we had practice the next day, and it was a somber moment. I mean, it was quiet, and we said prayers and we got after it and started preparing just because the kids needed some routine back in their lives again, and let them know that we are going to be okay and everything's going to be okay. America's going to be okay. And but it was weird, and knowing that in the future that some of my players and some of my students are going to be off fighting and doing whatever else and trying to correct the circumstances, whatever the president decided at that time. And some of them already made the commitment, and some of them made the commitment afterwards. And we're blessed to have kids and families that believe in America and believe that they serve to protect us when we're here. And it's tough, and to know that they're out there fighting. Matter of fact, I inducted one into the Hall of Fame the other day, Garrett Sorley, who serves in the military, and what a blessing he's been. And I got coaches on staff. Talk about Marty. He serves with the Air Force, and Coach Doc, who spent some time in the military also. He actually got drafted from Pitt and served in the military. And Donnie Allen, who was part of the staff in the future, who served in the military. And we have that kind of things, and we talk about it. We don't shy away from why people join the military. I mean, we support the National Guard through the Buckeye program, and we've supported many different branches of the National Guard, and that's why we have our flags on our helmet. And this year we're sponsoring the 16th Battalion of Engineers, the group that goes in and builds the bridges and does what needs to be done. And last year we supported the 17th Battalion of Infantry. And so we support these different groups, and we thank them so much for all they've done, and all the military people with what they've done, and the South Range community for what they've done to support America, not just South Range.
Coach, we can't appreciate you enough. What you mean to us here at YSN, and the way you embody what everybody should be as a coach and a leader. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Well, my goodness, I mean, it's a wonderful thing to do. Coaching is wonderful. It's time consuming, but you see what people do when they leave South Range, and that's the real blessings, to see how they grow and see what they become. Great fathers, great military men, great workers, great college students that go on in life, and that's the fun part of it. And it's nice to get some of those guys back into our staff. Former students, former players, and to be part of our staff because they want to give back to what they've given. So it's been a blessing. Oh my goodness, blessing over and over again. South Range is a wonderful place. I know we say it all the time, but it really is.
Tonight you take on Struthers. Good luck to you, Coach. You can watch all of tonight's game for free right here on ysnlive.com. Thanks, Coach.
Oh, DJ, thank you so much for all you've done. Thank you so much for YSN and covering us. I know there's a lot of people watching tonight to see what happens and with this NE8, and really thankful for you. And again, thank you so much for what you do for not just South Range, but all of high school athletics. And we really appreciate you